What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bring It In show. Once again, it's Glenn Pierce up in here in the studio, and joining us today, we got Kells back, one of the crew members back. Oh, it's a fun and exciting day. What's going on, Kells? I have so much to talk to you about because, yeah, I've been in the studio by myself, just rambling for a while.
I know. I'm thrilled to be back. I'm excited to be back, and I should be back every week with you from here on out.
Oh, that's great news. I love to hear that because I've been sitting here asking so many questions and nobody just bouncing them off of just our listeners. So and because like I want to, if you're just tuning in now, again, it's been a while, but if you're trying to get a hold of us in the studio, you have to either go to YouTube or give us a call 912-712-5077. Do that between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I know it's right now it's 9:25 and we're just kicking off. Uh, but that's when you can get a hold of us because we're recording the show a little early because I I have to get down to Frali to start making the pasta and things like that. So
Yeah, you do.
yeah, I
And
got to be there early Monday morning to get the week set off right. So that's where I am when we're broadcast live or when we're pre-broadcasting our stuff on WRUU, the home of bringing in. But man, last night we
where you
got.
want to start? Where you want to start?
Let's start with the women.
I knew it. Ladies first. Let's get
Yeah,
it.
ladies
Let's
first.
get
I
it.
mean,
Let's
this
get it.
is one of the I mean, I feel like this year there's been a lot more focus on the women's tournament. That now it's something that I feel like has been growing for a couple years, but with the teams that did so well last year kind of staying on top. I mean, South Carolina was, I mean, they were the favorite last year, weren't they?
They were. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, and LSU, they were just, I mean, they were out there just fighting and they did their thing come tournament time. But the entire time, the nation has been focused on Iowa. It's like for basketball, we're focused on Iowa, but Caitlin Clark she's done something that I mean we haven't. I mean, she broke all NCAA scoring records. And she's a pure shooter.
Ice in her veins, man.
Yeah, and we've been expecting we watched her go through the tournament last year and Iowa came up short. Same thing happens this year. But I mean, is is it a surprise to you knowing sports that this happened?
No, South Carolina way too deep. Three of the Iowa starters, including Clark, was one of them, had to play 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It just comes down to, it's kind of like NBA playoffs when we talk about all the time. If you don't have a bench or one of your stars goes down, it's going to be tough. It's a tall order.
Yeah, and South Carolina, like you said, the depth of the team is just is it's crazy. I mean,
Don't
yeah.
quote me on the stat, but I heard Caitlin Clark's interview. I'm pretty sure they got out rebounded almost by double, if not by double.
Mm,
And
yeah,
and she said it best. I mean, she's really awesome and humble. So she's like, I mean, when you get out rebounded like that, unless you're shooting, having a perfect shooting night, or just everything goes your way, it's hard to win games like that.
Yeah. And now the next chapter opens up. These do you think this what has built up the past 2 years with some of these stars and these rivalries that have happened in college, do you think now that a lot of these like collegiate women stars are going to the WNBA, people are going to follow and the WNBA is going to get some growth from this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to. I think it has to grow more than it has been. But like you said, it's been building the last couple years, anyways. But I think this is like, you know how you like push the door open. I think hopefully what most are hoping is this is the kick in the door wide open, you know, and hopefully we can get these ladies paid more and paid what they deserve, more viewership, more games will be, you know, streamed. People actually be looking forward to the playoffs. So fingers crossed,
Yeah.
man. That's a heck of a start right there, though. These ladies, I've been locked into the tournament all year.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not as though Iowa played bad last night. I mean, they played a good game. It's just South Carolina is just so good and so deep, and it's just you can't overcome that when they're playing that well.
We remember the Yukons, you know, when they were going undefeated, and South Carolina had a season like that. You know, man, they even if they got hit in the mouth early in a game, they would come back and they'd catch in the third and the fourth. You know, and their head coach is amazing. The players are amazing. The culture there is great, and Iowa as well. LSU, you know, I mean NC State. Let's shout them out because I mean both men and women made it to the Final Four, right?
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken on that stat, I think they both did. So, I mean, just it was a great tournament, man. It's just normally the deeper team wins if they stay healthy. And you know, South Carolina, they were just big, man. They had a big lineup, kind of like how LSU was bullying everybody last year.
yeah,
South Carolina wasn't having it, you know.
yeah. And I mean, they were built like that last year too. It's they and so they only got stronger
Mm-hmm. Yep.
coming into this year and going 38-0. Last year, were they how many games did they win last year or lose last year? Because they were close to being undefeated last year too, I believe.
Yeah, I think they might have lost a couple. You know,
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but it wasn't much. It
I,
wasn't many. It was less than five.
yeah. I almost feel like they only lost like maybe 3
I was
games
thinking two or
throughout
three.
the season last year, and just I mean they knew what they wanted to accomplish. They knew what they needed, and they went straight for it. And I mean, congratulations to them in such a good women's bracket.
Oh
Like,
yeah, strong, just heavy on all sides. Didn't matter what region you were in.
no,
There was talent all
there
down the board.
there's going to be a lot of good basketball going on, and just just fighting.
And I'm
So
not gonna act like I didn't just Google this, but I had to because I mean Dawn Staley is the South Carolina women's head coach, and I mean good
yeah,
golly, man, she's a heck of a coach, man, heck of a
yeah,
coach. And Iowa's coach is great too. I didn't look her up, but we've seen them the last couple of years. LSU's coach is great. You know, it's like you said, man. There's a little bit of rivalries going on the last couple of years. I hope we get to see these teams again next year, man.
yeah. I'm extremely interested and curious to what happens, because now we are going to see a different Iowa, LSU, and I mean, I'm not sure if Flage has made any comments of her future, but Reese is, I mean, she's going to the WNBA now. I believe I heard Caitlin Clark's going to the WNBA now. And I'm sure a couple of these women from South Carolina are heading to the WNBA too. I mean, it's.
And I mean, let's not forget, Juju Hawkins coming on strong her first year. So, USC will probably be back in the mix, I'm sure, next year. And then the girl that transferred from, was it Stanford to LSU? And then now she's about to hit the transfer portal. I mean, what happens if she goes to USC or something crazy like that? I'm like throwing speculation.
Lily, I can't remember her last name. Lily something maybe.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about how that was supposed to be like possibly making LSU go back to back and everything.
Yeah.
And now she's back in the portal. So, I mean, what if she goes to USC and teams up with Hawkins and them? I mean, they had a heck of a season as well.
Yeah. She just needs to get back to a team that showcases her playing style. She's which I thought she was gonna fit in there with LSU, but she just didn't mesh as well as.
No, we talked about it last year. We thought it was a great move from her, and we thought it was a great move from LSU getting her. But it's like you said, either you mesh or you don't. It's mesh or it's mess. And for her, it's kind of messy.
It was kind of messy, and LSU never really solidified that spot again, that bully down low.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, 38-0, man.
That's so
it sounds wild
good.
saying it. It sounds wild saying it, man. Oh,
my God. And not just like 38-0 while you're in college. Like, I don't know what their class schedules are like. I mean, I know certain basketball players take like an easier class load during basketball season because you miss so much time. Like, you're traveling constantly. But to just with the traveling and everything, I mean, that's something to go 38-0. That's, man, big congratulations to them. I mean, that is wild. That is, I mean,
and now perfect. It's perfect. And they're on we saw what happened when UConn did it. It may not be a fluke thing. They're going to keep being there, man, because like we said, what they lost 2 or 3 games in 2 seasons?
Exactly.
That's insane. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, it's crazy insane. Now I'm trying to see if I can pull up
last year's.
Yeah. I'm sure I can. It's gonna take me. It'll take me a while, I bet.
But I mean, LSU, a few games the last couple seasons. And they lost more this year than last year. But and then Iowa, 6-7 games, lost 6-7 losses in 2 seasons. It's just wild because like you see so many teams getting to the tournament having 9 losses, 10 losses, So, and that's one season. And
then just to keep it going and rolling through the tournament is just, it's amazing.
South Carolina graduated 5 seniors, five starting seniors or solid minute seniors last year, if I'm not mistaken, from what Staley said in an interview, and they came right back and just reloaded.
Wow, that's even more shocking. Just like to be able to do that, and now they just won, and they've been up there, so the recruiting is gonna keep going. I mean, it's not a terrible place to be. I mean, so I mean, the new UConn maybe gonna
That's what it
take over.
seems. That's what it seems.
Yeah.
And UConn's back too. You know, they made it to the Final Four. You know, Paige Beckers. You know, she had a heck of a run. You know, they had a few more losses than other teams, but they did a good
Yeah.
job having grit and making it all the way to the Final Four.
But losing 5 starting seniors and then going on to get better, that's just mind blowing to me for any athletes on any level.
That is the truest form of creating a solid culture. Like, this is what we're going to be. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You got to bring it every day to play South Carolina basketball.
Yeah, you do. You really do. Man. So as people are tuning in, I mean, we're getting super close. If you're listening on the radio, as I said before, we're recording a little earlier, but if you're driving and listening right now, be careful. Don't just stop in the middle of the road. An eclipse is happening. It's all the rage. Don't stare directly into the sun unless you have like the approved eclipse glasses. I mean, it's something that I think I saw isn't gonna happen again until like 2048 or something maybe. So it's a wild thing, shadows and eclipses. But so check it out, but check it out the safe way. But tonight we have men's basketball. How's your bracket doing? I haven't looked at brackets
I know
for a while.
I know I was doing solid, but then I fell off after the Elite Eight. But we've done this a long time, and normally my bracket's busted by the second run of games, like the 32 teams are still left. So the fact that I even had a chance, everyone was talking about my bracket, and they jinxed me. You know, that's how it goes. Everyone's like, "Oh, Kells, who's Kells?" And I was like, "Thank you guys so much for jinxing me. I really appreciate it. You guys couldn't just leave me alone." You know, it goes that way. I should have picked UConn or Purdue. I think when I first did it, I did what I always do, didn't trust my gut. I had UConn or Purdue winning, and I think that would have actually gave me a chance. But there's a couple of people that had UConn or Purdue, so I'm going to lose.
Yeah, see, that's I'm trying to bring it up now.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't find it now.
I think Chris might be the heavy hitter right now, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't checked it ever since my championship team got knocked out, Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Tennessee, they played well against Purdue, but, you know, they had no answer for Zach Edey. I mean, it's hard. That guy's great. He's solid.
Yeah. See, and that's I ended up having UConn, Kentucky all the way.
You have a chance then, because your championship team's in there, right?
But it's UConn, and everybody else has UConn. So I'm in 7th place.
Where did I fall?
I'm pulling it up real quick.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, and the 6 people ahead of me right now, they all have UConn as well.
Okay.
You 13.
Yep, that's that. I always finish bottom of the barrel, baby.
Bottom of the barrel.
That's right where I always finish. I love it.
Yeah.
Though. I love it. It's like Super Bowl squares, man.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try, and you gotta go for. I went for a couple crazy upsets in the second round, and it really hurt me because the teams that I picked to upset in the second round didn't even make it to the second round. So I lost. That's where I lost my little bit of points. Where I mean, it's like you said, I still have the champion, and I could get more points, but I'm just like a handful of points behind other people who have the champion as well. Like I said, what's up?
Who's battling at the top of the winner's circle up in that 1, 2, 3 spot?
The 1, 2, 3 spot are Jeff's brother.
Okay, that's someone y'all like that.
Jeff's dad.
Another new one. I like that.
And Josh.
Cool. I was just waiting for you to say Morgan or Greg. I'm just so used to that. Let's see something new. Cool. I love you guys, but somebody new this year.
Somebody new.
Please.
And I mean, I guess there's only one game left, and they all have Connecticut. So I guess that would mean that Josh's brother's gonna end up winning.
Okay.
As long as Connecticut. Now nobody has Purdue. Yeah. So I guess after looking over everything, we're essentially finished with their bracket. That's kind of sad.
You always wanted to come down to like somebody had Purdue and somebody had UConn, and then it gets dicey, and you're like, oh man. Or it comes down to where like the two guys that have UConn have to go, have to get the score right closer. That's always kind of a cool one.
Yeah, that's a real cool one. And we're about 8 points away from that being able to happen.
Oh,
but
God.
So yeah. So where we're standing, we don't have much else to watch for our tournament. But there's still a game tonight. UConn versus Purdue. I mean, one game separates them in the records. We got Purdue at 34-4 and UConn at 36-3. UConn's favored, but only by 7.5 points. What do you think Purdue's got to do to make sure they shut down UConn?
Zach Edey cannot get in foul trouble because UConn also has a big who's been playing very well down low. The one that kind of changed the Alabama game. I can't remember his name, but he's been playing solid. He's like 32 or something.
Donovan Clingan, I want to say, is who you're.
Sorry. Yeah, and then they're gonna have to hit a lot, some perimeter shots. Purdue's gonna have to have some guards step up, some bench guys step up.
Yeah.
UConn's well coached. They've been there. They're trying to go back to back. I do think Purdue has a chance. I think it'll come down to the last 5 minutes of the game. I really do. But Zach Edey gets in foul trouble or has a bad game, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna need to keep him out of trouble and keep that game close. Don't let UConn get off to an early lead. They let that happen, and they have to play from behind, and that's where Edey's gonna risk getting in that foul trouble. I mean, you have to play a strong but somewhat safe game throughout the beginning, just just to make sure you're not putting yourself in risk of having one of your best players off the court. They keep this game close, and I think Purdue can take this game. I think they will take this game.
So you're picking Purdue?
I'm picking Purdue.
I like that pick because UConn hasn't been in a lot of close games. So if it's a close game, I think Purdue has the advantage because they've had their backs on the wall multiple times.
Yeah.
UConn has that stat where they keep winning by double digits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with my gut, and I like that you picked Purdue because if you didn't, I was going to, but I'll pick UConn to make it interesting.
Oh, okay. And that's the thing. Like, if UConn gets off to that quick lead, then it's gonna be a scary, and it's gonna be very scary game and long. It's gonna be an extremely long night for Purdue.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, but I don't think. I think they earned this number one. Like in like we're looking in our spot. Nobody in our brackets picked them to win, and maybe that's why another reason why I'm sipping the Purdue Kool-Aid right now, because I'm like, man, they've been the underdog. They're still the underdog, but they're just gritting out these wins. They're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the cool thing about our show too. Like we do this all the time, where we'll pick one way, but then you root the other way. I want Purdue to win. I mean, think about when's the last time they've been there, what it would do for their program. I like Edie. I love their head coach, man. I don't know his name, but both coaches have great attitudes, So
Yeah.
I hope Purdue wins, but UConn's a tall order.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, lots of basketball history just flowing through those gyms up there. But at the end of the day, these are two number one seeds, and I mean the basketball history can only take you so far, and it's go time now. And I mean, we're looking at I'm trying to get last round's game scores up.
The last round, the final four games.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I got it.
You got it.
UConn won 86-72. Purdue won 63-50.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's.
I guess this would be the not so much madness now, right? Because two number one seeds.
Yeah, I mean, there was some madness still going on in the Final Four with NC State rolling through.
Wow.
But
were they at 12 or 11?
They were 11.
11 seed, man. That's so cool when an 11 seed makes it even to the Elite Eight. But good. I mean, the Final Four, man. That's great for that program, man. It's gonna get them recruits.
Yeah.
Shout out to the AD. Like whoever's the AD at NC State, man. Like both basketball teams make it to the Final Four. The football team's been trying to bring it around for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah. It's going to be a good new era for NC State. Are they still in the ACC?
Sure are. Yeah.
Okay.
ACC. I guess I I'm gonna pull a Glenn line. I'm sipping the NC State Kool-Aid, man.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm sipping the NC State Kool-Aid. I don't know, man. I like seeing new teams there, man, in every sport. You know, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey. You know, it's
Yeah.
nice to see a team that you wouldn't necessarily see that's not a powerhouse.
Yeah. And for them, I mean, it shouldn't be a very tough climb at this moment to get to the top of the ACC.
Yeah.
And you win. I mean, have they made a decision? You win your conference next year, and you got to be in if you're a Power Five, I believe. Power Five plus 3.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Are we at 8 or are we at 12 teams? We might be at 12 teams. They may have went to 12, right?
I think it's 12 because I think that was the ultimate thing that made Saban step down, right? Like he was obviously cool with his legacy, and also it's like once it got past 8 teams, I think he was going to be done.
Yeah.
Plus the NIL, and you know how it goes. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Once every school has a parking lot full of Chargers and Mustangs, it was time for him to step down. Once he wasn't the only one getting away with paying players, once everybody else could.
Get the people going. Keep it going.
I mean, come on, Nick.
Boo-hoo-hoo. It's like,
so now everybody can pay.
It's like, come on.
Dion
dude.
seems so fun to play for.
Heck yeah. I got a soft spot for Dion because Dion was like, if anyone got the short end of the stick last year, it was the Dogs. So, you know, I've always loved Dion anyways. But,
yeah.
You know, heck yeah, prime time, baby.
But yeah. Now I'm looking down, and we got 12 teams. It'll include the 5 highest ranked conference champions, which they'll get the automatic bids, and then the 7 highest ranked teams remaining will round out the format. The top 4 teams all receive a bye and go straight to the quarterfinals. So that still gives a big incentive for those top 4 teams that like, because being one of the top 4 teams, you still want it to mean something. You don't want to take away the value of the college football season, because it's one of the toughest seasons to get through. So you still want to incentivize the football season and throw in that bye, so those top 4 teams get a bye. But now we as the people get to see more matchups.
Yep.
We get to, I mean, I know somebody's going to complain. Somebody who went to Arkansas when they're the number 13 team out there, and they're like, well, we deserve to be in. But I mean, seriously, once we get to 12 teams, I mean, the difference in talent, the talent pool in college football is so big. I mean, we're looking at like very minuscule things. We're probably still gonna see the champions come out of the top 6.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing: if you want to get in, make sure you win your conference. Make sure you're the best team in your conference. Plus, what head coach that has a power roster ain't trying to be the top 10 team anyways?
Yeah.
So if you're 11 or 12, that's kind of like you're lucky to slide on in there, you know? But
exactly.
Any good head coach wants his team to be one of the top 10 teams in the country, if not one of the top 5 teams in the country. Just ask Kirby. Ask Kirby about it. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah,
pretty smart.
yeah.
Like what
Oh,
did
yeah, I do. We're going to jump back in and talk a little more football because we love talking football. Right
Yes, we do.
after a couple messages from this station, and you have to remember you're listening to WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia. 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. And this is the Bring It In Show. Welcome back. Bringing it in. Glenn and Kells up in here. What's going on, people? Back
What
in
it do, baby?
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, Kells. Before I got so much to ask, and we got like 20 minutes left. Um, Tomorrow, though, the Orioles go to, I believe they go to Boston for the first series between the Orioles and Red Sox, and Boston. I mean, I know it's extremely early in the season, but I mean,
When have you seen me like
truthfully, I like that gray hat. That's nice. Um, so truthfully, our entire uh the entire American League East they're performing well. I mean, Toronto's 4-6, but it's early in on the season, and other leagues have people that are 1-8, like the White Sox, which I mean, is still on baseball topic, but I hear there's a chance the White Sox may be leaving Chicago.
AirPod failed.
No worries. Did you hear that though? Oh no, he didn't because his AirPods failed. Yeah, so we got Chicago looking like they may be leaving Chicago, the White Sox. That'd be weird. Oh no, Kels can't hear. But So we got the Orioles going up against the Red Sox, and the Orioles are throwing their number one starter, Corbin Burns, out, and the Red Sox going with Bello. Let me see. Kel's jumping back in here. You
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. My pods ain't working, but it's cool. I'm in here. Ask a question again. I'm sorry.
Okay. What was I saying?
We were talking about the Boston O's first series, right?
Yeah. So we got tonight Corbin Burns, the Orioles' big acquisition over the internet, going up against Bello from the Red Sox. You done? Yeah. So we're working through it. But it's going to be an exciting baseball season either way. Going to be an extremely exciting baseball season.
Okay, there we go. Jesus.
And the entire league is, like I said, going to be doing well. But I heard, jumping back to this because you start having problems, I heard there's a chance the White Sox are leaving Chicago.
What?
That's what they're saying. And I'm looking at the rankings, and they're sitting here with possibly the worst record in the league at 1-8. We'll keep our eyes out to see, because the White Sox, even though they don't have the history that the Cubs do, in my mind, it would be huge if the White Sox ended up going anywhere else, in my opinion. We're still... You hear? No?
Oh, my God, man.
Yeah, so Kel's trying to work on that, see where he's at. And right before we got to our football content, because I wanted to talk to him. Let's see what's going on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
This will not happen next week. I hate to even. My alarms keep going off, and I can't stop it from going to my phone and shutting me off.
Okay.
Oh,
no, that's hey.
God.
We're always doing something. This episode has, with you being here, has been so much better than the last episode. So,
all right. So the White Sox are talking about leaving Chicago.
That's what I'm hearing. I don't fully know, but they're talking about Chicago just isn't strong enough to support two baseball teams anymore. So
where they go?
I don't know. I keep hearing that that Montreal is always trying to get back in the game.
Wait a minute. We're gonna have two MLB teams in Canada. That'd be sick.
I mean, maybe, but at the moment, what we know about teams moving around is that Athletics, they are being begged to be sold. Right now, it looks like they might be playing in Sacramento next year.
Sacramento.
And then moving to Vegas once the stadium's built there. So
I wonder what team name they'll have.
What, in Vegas?
Oh, is it Vegas or Sacramento?
Well, they're going to play in Sacramento for 1 year. This is the A's.
Oh, the A's. Sorry.
Yeah, because they couldn't. I guess they couldn't finalize a deal to play in Oakland. Everybody wants their owner to sell. Which I can tell you, in baseball, the day your baseball team gets sold and you're a bad franchise is such a happy day. When the Orioles got sold this year, oh man. And to have Cal Ripken be part of that transaction is even better. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So we'll see what's going on with all those movements in the MLB. I saw Arizona just got allowed NHL team. The Coyotes gonna get a huge stadium.
Really?
Yeah. Which we're right at the end of Ghost Pirate season. I think there's one game left on the 13th of April in Savannah. Get out there, check it out. It's a good time, fun, great experience. I mean, then we got to wait like 3 whole weeks until hockey season starts again.
Yep.
No, I'm just joking. Minor league, I mean, it won't start back up until like September or November, I believe.
Yeah.
For the Ghost Pirates. So
but Glenn's right, man. Y'all got to get out there. I got to taste some of the Ghost Pirates juice this year, man. Those games are fun, man.
Oh, they're so fun.
That arena's awesome. The energy's great. It's good, and it's good hockey, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, they came back and won last time I went to the game, so always fun. Kels, I haven't talked to you about. We got about 10 minutes left or so.
Oh, yeah. We got some time.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you about NFL free agency. What has been, now that the dust has settled, what has been the biggest move in free agency so far, in your opinion? There have been some big ones. Oh.
The biggest for me, obviously, mine's a personal one.
Yeah.
Bye, Russell Wilson. Don't care if you come back again.
So, I mean, and I when this was happening, I wanted to get you and Jamie on the show just to talk and ask what both of you felt like. Do you think, I mean, you're saying, yeah, it's personal. You wanted him gone because he didn't do what was promised. And I mean, there's a huge contract, which, I mean, you guys are still on the hook for the huge chunk of it for this year, but the years following, you guys got away from those years, which is freeing, especially when your quarterback's not doing what's expected. What do you think about what's going on in Pittsburgh? Them loading up with the quarterback position like they have.
I personally love what Pittsburgh did because Russell Wilson's already getting tons of money regardless from us.
Yeah.
So you sign him for something small or whatever it was. It wasn't huge, right? They didn't
like 1.7 mil.
1.7 mil, and then Fields, you got him on a still a rookie contract or something.
Yeah, he's still on his rookie deal, I believe.
Dude, and then Mike Tomlin's still there. You know that defense is reloading. You know, George Pickens on the outside. You know that running back who. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh did a great job.
Yeah.
Like, because they're off the hook for not a lot of money. Here's what I'm telling you, people. if you got a massive contract, don't guarantee the person a lot of money before they've ever even thrown a football or scrambled or done anything. Like what Denver did should be a lesson learned from all the teams. You don't just be like, oh, this is our guy. No, see how it goes first, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh made the correct moves, it seems like. If something comes out of the quarterback position. That's the biggest thing. And they got a aged quarterback that's been there, done that experience, and then a younger quarterback that's just full of potential. So if he's molded the right way, Fields should be able to be their quarterback for the future. And like you said, they boosted up, they reworked that defense. The thing I don't like is the fact, probably the biggest thing, and I was listening to Ravens podcast about this yesterday. The best player to ever leave the Ravens and suit up for the Steelers, Patrick Queen, lining up in the center for the Steelers now. It's almost like I heard Marlon Humphrey from the Ravens texted Patrick Queen and was like, "Really, the Steelers? You got to tell me there was no other option." And Queen was like, it's just the best fit for me. And he's like, man. And Humphrey's like, that's when I realized that I've been wearing this purple too long, that it's really in me. He was like, I might retire if the only option was to go play for the Steelers. He was like, because that purple is real. And so them getting a player that at that caliber, yeah, the Ravens will still be fine because they have Roquan Smith there, but it's tough. And just knowing Patrick Queen, I know that Steelers defense is coming back to what it used to be.
Yeah. And so, like, when he says, I think that was the perfect fit for me,
yeah,
I'm a neutral party. I'm not in y'all's division.
No.
I haven't even been on the board for playoffs for a while. So, this is coming from a neutral standpoint. I appreciate what you're saying, my man, to, kind of dumb it down, the fact that you went from the Ravens to a rival. But I don't think it's the best fit. I think you're ring chasing, And,
yeah.
I'm not judging you for it. I get it. I get you. You want to go for your ring? Cool. But the only other thing I could think, if it's not ring chasing, maybe he just really respects Mike Tomlin as a head coach.
I think it's he respects Mike Tomlin, and he thinks it's like a perfect fit in the way that some of the teams that you're gonna see play that smash mouth defense, that hard nosed defense. I mean, it's going to be the Steelers and the Ravens, or they're always trying to get back to that identity. It seems like they start going off onto something, but they always try to keep like a strong defense. And I feel like that might be what he was talking about when he said that.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, I like how, if you're going to play in that division, you want to be and be an elite defense. You want to be on the Ravens or on the Steelers, because that's just been their culture for years and years. It's unfortunate it's a rivalry, but it is a great place to go showcase all your best, and the team will give you your best out of you. And on those defenses, you wouldn't want to go play for Cincinnati, because they're more high-powered offense. Their defense hasn't been bad, but that's still a work in progress for it to be consistent every year. Normally, the Ravens and the Bengals are consistently good at defense every single year, and they have been. And then what's the other team in your division?
Um,
Browns.
the Browns.
I'm sorry, I forgot about them. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why am I throwing jabs? It's not my division. But
Yeah.
they're a pretty good defense, but we all know how fast the Browns can turn into a dumpster fire. So
Exactly.
I get it. I understand. If you're going to stay in that division, you got to go Steelers or Ravens to showcase your skills. And those are the two best coaches, too, in my opinion, in that division. It's Tomlin and Harbaugh. So,
Yeah.
why
Well,
not?
Patrick Queen's going to have to line up, and he's going to have to stop King Henry this year. So
Yes, sir.
that's
Yes, sir.
exciting for me. But with like about 3 minutes left to go, what about the latest move that was made when the Buffalo Bills traded Stephon Diggs to the Texans, who already are well above their scheduled appearance. Like, I want to say the Texans weren't scheduled to make an appearance this year, but they made an appearance, and they have just gotten better during the offseason, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I could go on a long tangent. We don't have time. But when I looked at the deal, I looked at it 5 times because I was like, you couldn't have got more for Stephon Diggs than – I'm not tripping, right? Like, I'm like –
No.
and you send him over to one of the hottest offenses. Like, okay, cool. I'm not in that business. I don't make those choices, but I just feel like a better choice could have been made. What do you think?
Oh, I think a better choice could have been made, whether Stefan was upset or not. I mean, you could have held out, at least not traded him this early, but I guess they want to just cycle through and start new. But, I mean, should have been able to get more, and the Texans, it looks like they're running away. I mean, the Texans have turned getting rid of Deshaun Watson, what they needed to, what they wanted to do. They turned that into one of the fastest turnarounds on a team. And I mean, they've used it to get their quarterback. They've used it to get, I believe, a defender, and now they used picks from that Browns trade to get Stephon Diggs, and it just all they got a huge, like a full Christmas tree full of presents.
Thank you. I was gonna say, you know how sometimes you steal one cookie out of the jar? No, they
took the bag,
the whole jar, and then there was an extra bag in the pantry, and they took that too. Like,
for a problem player, 2, a player who has played since this trade was made, a handful of games, maybe 5 games, and he's injury prone, and probably one of the reasons he's injury prone is because he's been out there getting hurt and stuff like that. So, man,
I'm happy with my prediction, though. I said the Texans had a really good coach, and I said they should draft Stroud, and I said Stroud was playing on Sundays.
Yeah.
I called this when he was at Ohio State. I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Playing like crazy.
I'm proud about Stroud, and I know we're out of time, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, man, the Texans are. I thought I was eyeballing the Chiefs in the AFC, and I'm like, man, now we gotta get it past the Texans that are just stronger.
Come on.
I'm going. I can hear you.
I'm coming. I'm coming. There we go. There we go. I'm back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
This alarm thing will not be an issue next week. And the worst part is, we're still alive, but we're not. This ain't gonna be on the show, right?
Yeah, I'm turning us.
Okay. Just don't want to have to make you delete anything. I mean, I'm not swearing or anything.